pocket taunts me, tells me I should be 30,000 feet in the air, but I'm only 6 feet. Still drowning in the thought I'll never be enough. Looking at myself and thinking he doesn't deserve your love. I can't escape the feeling I'm not human. It's just a subliminal act. Think I'm losing my mind, working overtime till my heartbeat stops on a dime. I think I saw a ghost staring back at me through the mirror. They're reaching through my soul as I dissociate the feeling of feeling again. Nostalgic memories of my past taunt me, and I call nightmares of my future possess my mind. I'm staring at these walls, I think I might go insane. How can I feel something when nothing's felt the same? I guess it's wishful thinking that I could live a life without the torment of my demons and their knives. I think I saw a ghost staring back at me through the mirror. They're reaching through my soul as I dissociate the feeling of feeling again. I'm overthinking my whole life till the point I feel numb inside, but I'm still in emotion, no softy. Can't handle it when I cry. I get overwhelmed with emotions. Feels like I'm lost with motion. I live my life in the VNY. Don't so exactly know. I think I saw a ghost staring back at me through the mirror. To recognize myself as I dissociate the feeling of feeling again. Oh na 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 na, 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 oh na 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 na.
Call my phone, I press decline again. Doctor says don't be alone, well I am. He says you're sick, well I am. I'm whatever that you say I am. I'm whatever that you say I am. I'm whatever that you say I am. You say I'm dead on the inside, I'm feeling dead on the out. I don't need any insight, so please baby shut your mouth. I've been dancing with the thought of losing it. I'm losing it. So say what you want, say what you can, 'cause I'm whatever that you say.
Well, hello there. Hello. How you guys doing? I wanted to do Valorant today actually, but the thing is that I don't have time, so I will do some speedrun. How you doing, Yuki? Uh-oh. What do you mean hot, French speedrunner? I'm not. First of all, I'm not hot. And look at. No, I'm not hot. You are. I'm not. But yes, how you guys doing? How is everyone doing? What's my plan? Ah. I'm starting the game right now. So basically, I'm coming back to the game. We're going to do a speedrun try, but
Look at this.
oh shit!
Rich.
Thank you so much, Yuki, for the sub. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. You didn't have to. Bish. No! Don't call me Bish. You have to put a T on it. Thank you. I simp. No, don't simp for me. It's not worse, I swear. You're hot. I'm not! No, you are hot. I'm not. Watch this. We're gonna delete this save. And let's go. But no, I'm not hot. Stop it! So I'm just gonna switch music. I'm gonna put metal. Because I love having metal when playing on speedrun. But no, I'm not hot. Stop it. Stop it. You're gonna make me blush. Let's go. Don't worry. Even though it's a speedrun, I'm gonna be very chill because, like I said, I'm just relearning the mechanics to speedrun properly. So I won't be focusing that much on the game actually. It's more relearning than really speedrun. But no, I'm not hot. Stop saying that. I was falling from the doubt. We can actually see the seat, so that's good. Okay, good. Okay, I already took a hit. That's pretty bad actually. Sons of Minerva, the fortune of the rare. I shouldn't clear the rooms actually because it's a waste of time on speedrun. Hello Titus, how you doing? Okay, not gonna lie, a chest is very tempting. How you doing, Titus? How are you? Oh, you know, the usual. Imagining Mega's hot and charming is then some as under. First of all, I'm not hot. I'm not charming. If I was charming, I would have friends. Okay, good. That's the boss room. Okay. So no, I am not hot. Clearly not. Am I non-existent? I said hello, these nuts, and asked you how you were doing, and you didn't answer. And I'm doing like, and I said like the usual when you asked me how I was doing. I answered your questions, technically speaking. No, I mean, if I was I would be friends. What do you define as friends? We haven't known each other that long, you know. Come here and give me a homie kiss. Yes, always kiss the homies. Oh, I can't find that fucking... Oh. Okay, that's actually good. Okay, that's not good. This room is pretty bad for me right now. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna try and find the next area, which is this one actually. Which means that we're fucking lucky. Sons of me.
Hello!
Hello! Come on, Africa, tell me about the trailers. Hello, Asel, how are you doing? I'm very sorry. Today is speedrun day. I wanted to play Valorant actually, but I don't have time actually. Hello. UK, you're gonna laugh. Don't tell her I said that, okay? But I actually stole the hello from Hazelry. Don't tell her I said that. I said on the stream it was the hello Mario, and I was like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna put the hello of Mario. Which is, oh shit, more damage. I heard from reliable sources that you are extremely hot. This is definitely a lie. I will ask you to stop lying. Why the fuck you lying? You always lying. And that is very hot. I'm not. I'm not. Really. I don't have high standards for beauty, you know? and it's fucking low. My standards are very low, and I say that I'm not hot. You guys should realize how hot I'm not, because I am not hot. Oh, come on, did I miss that one? The skies we've seen your treason. I will become your husband. Sorry bro, I'm into girls. Else I would have accepted directly. I'm an idiot. Okay, I have to jump, up, dash. Then you come right here and boom! I make you very gay. No thanks. I'm fine. Oh, I already struggle sometimes to remind myself that I'm straight, so... Ah, wait, what? I'm gonna go towards the boss room. We're gonna fight the first boss. Just don't remind yourself. No, I'm very straight actually. And I can be very masculine also. Even though I can be very feminine too. And do as Yuki says. Why do people ship me every time? I don't want to be shipped. Last time I was on, last time I played with Lana on stream, actually someone shipped me with her, and I was like, bro, it's not happening. We just don't enter strictly to be canon. Nah. Sorry bro. Like I said, there is a good reason why I have been celibate for the past 5 years. Shit. Come on, 2 hits in a row? That's bad actually. Wait, what? We haven't even had the beach filler episode. What do you mean the beach filler episode? I know we're in the arc where Ender is in complete denial. There is no denial arc. I've been celibate for 5 years, you know. Oh, come on. Did you really get me like that? This boss is doing me great right now. I'm getting fucking destroyed. If I die on that boss, I have to reset the run. We haven't even had the beach filler episode. I had a beach episode, you know. It's called the playing the it's an internal arc. Yuki, stop it. That was a good dad joke actually, I like it. Is even denying the denial arc. Yes! If I deny the denial, there is no denial. I'm a genius. I'm sorry, but that song is one of my favorites from Pentakill. That's how it works, Ender. What do you mean? There is no denial arc because I am not in denial. This remains vi circle, feels after falling, bloodlusting rage. Oh, what? I always forget that you actually have to go there. I haven't speedrun the game in a while, or I haven't played it in a while. Pass the time forgone. There is no such thing as a denial arc. I never saw that in an anime actually. A double crit? Wow! That's perfect RNG there. What did you believe? Believe Echo's boots, nice. Now I can go go and deal with the second area. This is basically the hardest part of the speedrun for me. Just remember. Okay, chest. Oh, what the fuck? That was a snipe. Oh, what? Oh yes, I forgot invulnerability frames. I don't one-shot enemies anymore. Okay, I can go through this room like that. That's good. Okay, usually I don't. Usually you don't check those in when speedrunning, but right now this could be interesting. Himari, how you doing? Awa, 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 awa. Why the awa, awa? Whew. Okay, I'm full life. Doing good, Jen. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. And the only bites troll, I want him to bite me. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna remove the bite trolls only, actually. If you guys get sexual even with that. If you guys can get sexual even over like something like that, I'm scared actually. Oh come on, that's not fair. Up, up. Yeah. Boom. This is the worst room to be in. Trackers are my worst enemies, honestly. Oh, I forgot I don't have a double jump! Whew! I can't believe I actually managed to survive. Oh, you back business. Nice. Okay, that's good. This part is good. Ah. I'm a walking distance jokes, this is great. Yeah. I got three stacks of food there, that's fucking great. In the dying moments. That's good. I mean, what's wrong with these jokes in general? Okay, I know what I'm gonna do. Boom! Okay, the three of them are on fire. The anger from nuts. Yeah! Wait, what? Okay, I'm getting close to the boss room, so that's very good. This is the last room before the boss room. The boss room is right there. Oh, this room is gonna be painful. And I mean it. Oh, come on, really, game? Fuck you. I feel like an idiot, that's my bad, I can't complain actually. Cause we swam to redemption. Okay, that's a lore room. But yes. I'm a bit sorry, even though I'm not focused, I don't focus too much on the speedrun. That's still one of the hardest part of the map, in my opinion. Boom. Hop là. Boss room, this is bad. I will need to one-shot basically the boss if I want to be really efficient. Do I fight it or do I... Do I fight it or do I go in and get the other thingy? To get my HP back? You know what, fuck it, I'm gonna fight him. So very unforgiving. Yeah. He has a big bone, have you seen that? Okay, that was a bit sexual, but game looks like nice, but hard. It is. Oh, come on, I got it by that! Like you. What? What? Just like you. What do you mean just... What the fuck? I'm not hard. I am very squishy, if you really want to know. I missed my dash there. I'm gonna finish Biarritz, and when Biarritz will be dead, we'll win. Boom! One dead! One down. Now I just need Alpha and we're good. You didn't hit! What are you doing? Marie, I'm gonna force feed you. Whew! I managed to kill the boss. Ah. But yes. I love a good bone. What? What is this? Yeah, question. Since are you guys awake? I'm actually awake since 9 AM, but oh, I'm gonna force feed you, Imari. I mean, you're taller than me, but I'm gonna force feed you anyways. I'll wear high heels just to be a bit taller than you and force feed you if needed. We must find and strike their hearts to stop this relentless beating pulse. Our people who bring them to the ruins. If I don't want to eat. Why? You have to eat, this is important. For every soul they took away, we arm and take our hand. Okay, I find the first flower, that's good. Like I said, if you don't want to eat, we'll have to force feed you. Because eating is important. I mean, as long as you hydrate, you'll be fine actually, but like, get something to eat. Please, do it for me. I'm having the puppy eyes right now. I'm doing the puppy eyes, please. Please. Okay, I'll go get potatoes for the curry I actually playing. Nice! The puppy eyes always works. I should have been a dog tuber. I'm telling you. I missed something not being a dog tuber. Okay, the fact that this room is separated in two is actually pain. No, it's fine actually, it's not a big room. Okay. Oh, come on. You will be... You can always add dog ears. Yes, but I don't want to be a dog tuber. The reason is very simple. If I become a dog or a wolf tuber, never mind, I won't say what I have in mind. No, I say it. Oh, yes, fuck yes! Become the foxy. I could. But the thing is that I feel like kitsunes are better as female, you know? Like, I do follow some male kitsune VTubers, but I'm like, become Imari's child. I mean, yeah, like that I could call Imari mommy. I made a mistake there, I shouldn't have entered the room actually. Dear Loop. Break down the firelight rain. Oh, just so you know, Imari, the game might seem hard or very hard, but the difficulty is actually fine. The difficulty is more than fine because you will play a lot, and it can be either very grindy or you can speedrun like I do, basically. So actually, if you want to play the game, you could. You don't have to worry about difficulty too much. I fucking hate the shields like that in close rooms. Because even though they're predictable, there is just so much of them. The bones will make amends to you. The fire. Holy shit. Imari is very I was gonna say that you are very breedable, but you're actually already breeded a lot. I'm gonna breed you even more. I'm joking, I'm joking. I have to go there. I have to find the special rooms. And the boss room. Exactly, Imari's mommy. Okay, that's the boss room. Probably older than me. We'll see. I don't know if I want this mommy thing. I am so young. It's not about being older or not. It's about the energy that you actually release, you know? Do you have a mommy energy or not? That's the question. Oh, this one shouldn't even be on this stream, actually. I always say that this stream is 18 plus, please. Oh no, do I have mommy energy? You tell me. Mommy energy is a bit of a top energy. And I know you're more of a bottom. I mean, you're a switch, but you're... You know? No, don't worry, business. I know we're not having some special talks, you know, so that's fine. But usually you have to be careful. I won't chase you out of the stream. Don't worry. I'll come back to this one if I need. Damn. I feel like the game is so fucking fast and I'm not even in New Game Plus. I'm more dumb energy. This you're too young to talk about this. For sure, you know. But more bottom. Yes, exactly. Same. Same. No, I need someone who's a switch, but more top, you know, or just someone who's top. That's the thing. I mean, I'm saying that, but I would be satisfied with just someone who loves me, actually. Okay. Okay, I need to make the food now. Yes, make the food. This is important. This is absolutely... This is of absolute importance, Imari. You have to eat something. I'm going to tell you something, Imari. Eating breakfast, even though you're not hungry, is actually very good for the brain. And for anxiety. You basically avoid anxiety by doing that. Just giving quick advice. Okay, desserts. Enjoy your games on that. Savages, primitive, those beasts. Okay, so I need to go down here. Down to the last one. Show them who we are. Throwing against the wall. Turning their whole world into ash. Okay, that's good. That's exactly what I was looking for. Then you should be satisfied with Yuki. Like I said, I'm more looking for a female partner. Very sorry, Yuki. I'm sorry, if I was gay, I would have gone for you, Yuki, but I'm not. Not to understand. Who are we? Not to understand. Turning the whole world into dust and ash. But yes, Yuki is the bro. I can relate because Yuki and I don't say that we are very similar, but we are similar in some parts. Yes. I had to remember correctly all the patterns and all that from that boss. You get it? Yes. Come down the endless fire. Well, you guys been like kisses and hugs. I mean, you know, the hug thing is about the fact that when he wants to come to TwitchCon next year, and he's gonna get hugs if he does it. It's true that you were born to die. I missed my fucking dash, shield dash. I'm taking way too much damage. In 2 hits I'll die. This is why I'm getting scared right now. Nice. Okay, so now I'm gonna run towards this side of the map. Oh, I take another hit! I'll die on the next hit. If I'm not careful, I'm gonna die next hit. This boss is definitely one of my biggest struggles in speedrun. Okay, next hit I'll die for sure. If I miss my next dash, shield dash, I'm so dead. So let your voices scream, powerless lifelines free from time. Okay, I perfectly did it. If I had missed it, I would have died. Okay, I didn't miss it, that's good. So let's free you of your life. Give your body to the fire. Oh, it spawned on me! I didn't see it! No! Worst case scenario. This is the worst case scenario right now. This is the worst thing that could have happened. This one has the fireball actually, but he's a vegan, which is one of the hardest traits to play around. I have to play anyways because I'm gonna go for an hammer again. Okay, we're gonna go for this. We're gonna go for archer. No. We're gonna go for foundations. To have the blacksmith. We're gonna go for the enchantress. Then we're gonna go for bonus health. Barbarian. He can't hit chicken, yes. Exactly. You have basically lots of traits on this game which are very enjoyable to go around and makes the game very unique. Every run basically is very unique because the castle is always random. Every time you die, the castle resets and it's random. So I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna take armor. I'm gonna go for 5 health. Your cup will closer, but with a deeper spray. I'm gonna go here. So basically the 300 HP is the mark that I'm gonna have at the end game, basically. I'm gonna have the same number of HP at when the game will be over. I cannot buy it. I don't have enough to buy anything. So we're gonna go back here and get this. It's on midnight. And basically what we're gonna do is that we're gonna ask the architect to lock the world until we've killed the boss. And follow the father's plan. Yeah, until the end we will win. So basically we're gonna go back to this and fight the boss. We're not even gonna try anything else, just fight the boss. Hello, my lady. So basically now the boss is gonna go much faster because I have more levels, so I have way more damage. We'll make our final stand. Oh shit, I took a heavy hit there. Until the end we will remain. So basically, to explain simply, my class ability, the Y, is actually a shield that allows me basically to like, if I'm on the right timing, on the hit, right frame, I don't take damage and I have a huge explosion. How do you get more level? When you level up the castle, you gain levels, basically. You see? There I had a big explosion. It means that I did not miss my shield dash. Break the flame. Break the flames. Oh shit. Yeah. I'm standing, we will remain. Basically, the red areas will attack me if I don't get rid of them. Fun fact: they're actually the only one. You can only deactivate them if you took a book, but they actually deactivated the option for the boss for the speedrunners. I'm actually taking so much time right now because if I already get to redemption, it means that I'm completely missing my run. To the edge of this and back again. Boom. So basically you get more levels by basically getting rid of by basically using the money to buy stuff in the castle. That's all. As simple as that. We made through fire, through redemption on the other side. I'm standing on a burning light. Alright. Our future is not your pain. So right now I'm just speedrunning through the rooms because it's not... Basically I died 2 hits. No matter the room, I will die in 2 hits. Or 1 hit. No. The fear returned to flames. Okay, I'm gonna go up there. I have an idea. That's not good. Okay, I need to go up there again. That's good. That was not a chest, that was a mimic. That was Camilla actually. I need to raid her a bit more. I need to collab with her one day. She's really chill. What? I don't know what did just hit me, but that definitely got me good. I'm gonna die in 2 hits now, and 1 hit. Next hit I'll die basically. I don't have any much HP. Fuck, not this one, please. What? How did I? Okay. That area is a pain to deal with. If you don't have good RNG and you don't find the heirloom, you will struggle a lot on this area. I don't like any of those. Like, honestly. Spelunker can be useful to find the relic room. You know what, fuck it, let's take a barbarian. This is the class I hate the most to play, one of the classes I hate the most, but let's go and play it. Oh wait, I can actually buy something there. So we're gonna take Laser Helm because it's still bonus HP even though it's not much. So now you see, basically, I went to level from level 27 to level 31 just because I bought four thingies in the room, in the castle. I need to go back again there. That's gonna be hard. Okay, that's a boss room, but I can't. I don't have the. I can't access it yet. Okay. Come on, come on. In the darkest room. I can't believe that the chest actually did that. I mean the mimic. Boom, 69. Nice. Okay, so I have to reset the room. I'm struggling right now. Okay. Okay, good. I got the 2 TPs. Okay, I got all the TPs now. I just need to find the heirloom. I mean, yes, the heirloom. If I find it, we've finished this. We can finish this area already. This is the part where I struggle a lot. I had to use it, so or else I was going to take a hit. I'm going to die in one of the next 2 hits. This is why I want to go there fast. I know the heirloom is not in this area. It wouldn't make sense. It doesn't make any fucking sense. You can actually get this heirloom even without the double jump if you play it correctly, but this is kind of hard. But this is doable. And a piece of my highway. Basically, it allows you to dash longer. And go through the dark walls, the dark matter walls. Oh, come on, really? Did I really miss that? I swear I'm very bad at the game. Up. Now we're good. We're not good in time, but we're good in terms of what we have in the run. I even feel like going to the Sun Tower and try to finish it. One, two, one. Nice. Ta-da! I feel like putting on songs again. So what we're gonna do is that we're basically gonna return to the main menu. Come back to the game. Like that will be TP'd to the beginning of the trial with the TP, and we can go to Sun Tower. So usually my issue with speedrunning is that I lose lots of times in between areas. And in fights also. Like, I basically have low level on everything. Yeah. If I die in this area, I'm gonna cry actually. I'm gonna cry. Yeah, I'm gonna cry. I lost so much HP coming into this room, and what the? Enemies are gonna make more and more damage the more I go up. And there are lots of trackers in this. So I had to come into this room. Okay, nothing here. What is? I know I'm really struggling. Close room. Whew! Mega Tenogoku this. Oh, really? He really started shooting at the fucking moment I came. You know what, fuck it. I'm gonna use my power. So if I go to this room, it's because I might have a chance to get a heal from those statues. Sadly, luck is not on my side right now. I'm trying to find the safe room. Oh, hello. Hello, Jonah. That's a lower room, not interesting for me. I mean, it's interesting for me, but not on a speedrun save. Because the lore of this game is pretty deep, which is very enjoyable. Let's fucking go. I got the TP, so now we're fine actually. Now we can end the run without any issue. We are good. Basically the objective was to get the TP to this one. So now we are just gonna enter any battle, any boss battle, and go as far as we can until we die. Fun fact, I actually wanted to play Valorant today, but the thing is that I was like, is it really though? Like, should I? I don't have much time, and I want to play for a long time. So yeah. And by the way, I have to go soon also. So that's another issue. Wait, I have to check something. Quickly. Okay, let's go. Sorry, I was focusing on something else. On something that makes me feel pretty bad right now. Okay, good. Now we're safe. My objective is to take the chest up there. That's a bit greedy, but I want it. Spezzago in my core, help me take them down. Right before they die. Boom, one. Okay. Up. Okay, I'm stuck again. That's good. That's good. One boss down, and we even got more HP from by exiting the thing than entering. So that's good. That's good. We're gonna be able to face the second boss. We're gonna die against it, but that's gonna be good. Hello, hello, Sophie. Let's go. Let's get to the second boss. Ouch. Oh shit, I'm dead. I hate the Barbarian. Barbarian is way too weak in my opinion to face off correctly against Gongas. It's way too slow. Boxer, not for me. I mean, I could try a mage, but I really don't like this class. So we're gonna go for else. We're gonna unlock the duelist because duelist is my favorite class into the game, and we're gonna switch to the duelist because, like I said, in my opinion, duelist is the best class in the game. I mean, this is not just only my opinion, but that's the thing actually. It's one of the strongest class. I can buy the laser cape. Intelligence. That's interesting because intelligence will give me more damage on my class ability and my spells. But yes. Yes. Let's go. Back on track. So we're basically gonna face this boss, and then we're gonna face the... Either we face Enoch or we face Irad. Okay, that was a mistake. I thought I could... Okay, good. I'm back on my main class, so that feels pretty good actually. Okay, I can't get mana out of things, so I think my character actually has the masochist trait, right? Yes, that's exactly this. I need to take hits if I want to get mana back. Dead, one. Boom! Got him! That's gonna be good. I'm pretty happy with that fight, even though I took a few hits. People love that thing. Now we're going to take TP. We have two choices: Sun Tower and fight Irad, or we fight Enoch. In any case, this is going to be the death of me. Because I need a knight to properly face Irad. I just need a good song in the back when I face this this boss, because this is for me still one of the hardest and best boss in the game. Okay, I have Lightbringer actually, that's coming up. Let's go. Happy now? I'm cooking my curry. Yes, I'm very happy. This is something that we should have done at midday actually, but I'm happy that you did it. Sorry if you can hear me murder my my controller actually. I don't know if you can hear it scream in pain. Just like me in real life actually. Call down the reckoning. to bring back hope and peace, restore Gloria. So get angry. Oh, really? I want to see. Oh, come on, I took a hit on that, really? That's hurt. No! 50 million souls. That was a good fight, though. I'm very happy with the fight. Even though I died, I'm quite happy that I actually got to this point. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna take this one. Because Valkyries are interesting to face Enoch. To bring back hope and peace, restore our gloria, to live forever. Yeah. Eternal power, lead us to order. I am the light bringer. Okay, we're gonna face Enoch. Kamehameha! Oh, I forgot about this. I forgot that I had panic attacks. What? Jumping like that, I got hit? Call down the reckoning to bring back hope and peace, restore our gloria. I'm using a lot my spell, a lot more than I expected actually. What? No, I didn't mean to get into that laser! No! I'm an idiot. I don't have any damage actually. I feel like I don't have damage and this is a pain. Because they're not giving me a knight actually, right? Heavy metal. They don't want to give me a knight. That's a bit painful right now. Because I don't want to face him with a barbarian, even though he's quite good. Wait, I want to see I want to see what you're cooking. And as we speak, the army of our enemy. You know what? I'm gonna try something quickly. Okay, so embroid, runic, strange transaction once, music box, preferential treatment, knight. Let's go. There we have it. Like that will be sure that we'll have a knight at least once. I wasn't sure if I had enough points actually, but now I know that I have enough after 3 bosses. I'm struggling so much for this speedrun. I already feel bad about the score, about the time. This harness will guide us through dangers. I hate the super fluid if I'm not playing with Baba. Yes, let's get this over. Let's get over with this. This was the end. You know what? I think a duelist will be good. I love duelists. Duelist is, in my opinion, the most versatile class in the game. So this is why I think that this is why it is not a problem for me to have one right now. So we're gonna go to the Stygian study and actually beat the boss with that class. It's gonna take some time, but what's really good about this class is the stacking, is the speed, the attack speed. When you get into a combo mode, you get so much attack speed. I should have used my dash there. What? Okay, the explosion was over, but I got hit. Okay, this is a bit painful. Okay, I didn't say anything actually. The knight is the best class. I'm going to tell you a secret. The blue ghost things are my most hated enemies in all Rogue Legacy. Careful with this. What? Okay, I don't even know how I got hit, but okay, fine. Fun fact, this is only the first phase. This is only the first phase of the boss. The boss actually has 3 phases. So this is, technically speaking, only the second. This boss is one of the most hated the first time you have to do it with Irad, because they're both very difficult bosses. Scary, yep. Help me, step bro, I'm stuck. I don't like the thing is like that. I will die the next hit, by the way. Okay, you have to be very careful. Okay, so now you might say nice balls. Nice man. I didn't expect that actually. Nice man. You like my balls? Oh shit, I forgot. This is the second phase. This is the hard part. If you thought the first part was quite hard. Yeah, they are great. I see, I see. to murder someone. Oh, finger spread, muscle weakness, no knockback. I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna go back on my favorite boss in the game. That was very sexual. Was that on purpose as a joke, Imari? Yes, that was a nice joke. I'm just gonna change music. Just 2 seconds. My food is done, just forgot to put the meat in. Oh, nice. Yeah, Prime is my favorite boss so far. Unlocking Tubal still. I'm gonna tell you frankly, base Irad is my favorite boss. Tubal Prime, yes, obviously. If you have a Prime boss, it means that you finish the game at least once. So don't worry. I'm not gonna lie. Irad is my favorite boss, no matter the form that he has. In terms of story, this character is the most interesting, I think. And also just the fact that he's pure pattern and adaptation, and I fucking like that. Also because he reminds me a lot of Kidra. Oh, that's gonna be painful. Oh, never mind. The fear turned to flames. I usually don't use the spells when I'm fighting Irad. Oh, I'm an idiot. I forgot to go back to the right. You see, that was a mistake of game sense. I need to focus a bit more, but I know it's fine. Oh, that was bad. That was very bad decision making there. Oh shit! I actually dashed into him. Ah! I missed everything! I should focus. I should focus. But this boss is very good. I managed to get to know it on him. It's actually on Reddit if you look for it. I'm gonna tell you frankly, Tubal Prime is a pain to deal with. And I mean it. It's a pain. I'm gonna do no shield, no spells, sword only knight on Tubal. On Irad. Focusing helps, I agree, yeah. No worries, no worries. I'm a streamer, I'm supposed to be able to to not how do I say that? I'm supposed to be able to talk at the same time as playing, so no worries. And yeah, basically the bosses where I got to know it are except Tubal, because I always try to get to know it doing speedruns. So the only bosses I didn't get to know it are Tubal, Enoch phase 2, or Enoch phase 1, and Nama. Nama is the most painful boss for me to deal with. If you really want to know. Jonah, I managed to get it, and Kane, I was one hit away from getting it. Which made me really sad because I almost managed to know it Kane and Enoch, Kane and Jonah on the same character, which I think would have been pretty badass. Yes, the playstyle varies a lot when you play in speedrun or speedrun. The issue when you speedrun and play in New Game Plus, the difference is that in speedrun you are very limited in terms of movement. You have to be very careful of every movement that you make, because any mistake is basically a hit that you're gonna take, either being in the rooms or in the bosses. So you have to know every timing, which is an issue. Yeah, but I'm not. Oh shit! No, I don't do that now, please. But basically, you need to understand how every pattern works on this boss, and this is why I love it. Because once you understand how every pattern works and how you can adapt the patterns between them, it basically creates lots of possibilities. Almost an unlimited amount. But yeah, thank you for the biddies, by the way, Emiri. Bye. But basically, usually what I do is that I go away from the blue thingies, when I see the blue eyes, to avoid the fireballs, and then I go back to them because that basically means that the eye will be inactive for a few seconds with a safe area in front of it. Ah, Yuki, you're back! Explosion cannot be dodged, so the technique with explosion is basically to go away. This is the worst possible case scenario, having too much fireballs at the same time. Because adapting it will depend on the timings. Come on, never me, I'll be the savior. After channeling my power. No it! Again. Ah! But yes, you can basically adapt between the patterns if you know them properly. But yes, you're back, Yuki. How was it? How you doing? What you're up to? Oh. Ah. I'm very happy. Holy shit! I managed to know it this boss while interacting normally. I'm on fire. Holy shit! Now I'm gonna go die on Enoch. Okay? Because Enoch is a pain to deal with. I don't think I'm gonna get my new record today. Pizza on the oven preparing for stream later. Nice. I might raid you, but the thing is that I basically still have like 1 more hour before having to stop stream. 1 hour and 20 minutes. I was actually using my shield. I really wanted to know him. But I got greedy on that play. I don't understand why my character didn't flip. But that's what you're gonna stream, Yuki, later. I would like to raid you, but you would have to start the stream a bit sooner, I think. I mean, it depends at what hour you will start the stream. I actually got, I still got to take less damage. 2 hits before my death, basically. That's the first phase, and that was only the first phase, and I already lost all my HP almost. That's painful. Okay, I'm gonna wait for him to make it spawn, and boom! Oh, what? They stayed? Holy shit, I didn't expect that. Don't worry me, don't worry. I'm planning on getting back into Legends of Zelda Link to the Past. Oh! I actually played Between Worlds, which is basically the remastered version. It was good. I never really played Link to the Past. I played lots of Zelda games, but not this one. Careful. I always go away like that because the you didn't. No, I didn't. I mean, I played once on a friend's console, but boom! I'll give you everything you need. Okay. Wait. We're not getting married. Yuki, we're not getting married. Oh, this is bad. Oh, this is bad. If I take a hit from that, I'm dead. We're not getting married, I said. Okay, good. I'm playing very safely right now. You can do it, I believe. If I manage to do two bosses in one run, that will be good. I mean, with one character, I mean. I'm trying to be a bit greedy on my movements now, which I shouldn't do. Finish him! Let's do it. Okay, I'm gonna get away because I don't want to die. That was painful. That was painful. I'm just gonna get back to other songs. Wait. We're gonna take we're gonna put Call because I love this song. Not dying is always a nice strat. Yes. Yes. That's a fact. I sent you food pic. I want to see it. Sorry. Food is second. Dang, that's a nice plate that you got there. I want to hit some. Send it to me. I want some. I'm hungry now. I'm hungry. Feed it to me. So basically now comes the hardest part, which is basically the last 3 bosses. I mean, basically the next phase is the worst one. Okay, this is bad. No sound remains. I make you curator. Nice. I'm happy. Panic attacks, white star, magic balls. Yes, he has a fate dice. Fate style. I'm gonna go for him because there's the magic ball. I love this song. So we're gonna buy the boxer class. We're gonna switch to it. I'm gonna get 1 point in armor and that's all. Now we go here. We go for a switch on boxer class here, and let's go. I was actually thinking of getting, seeing if I could get new textures for my VTuber model skin. For my VTuber model, because I need to change the skin. I think, like to make it look a bit more, a bit better. Okay, so I have to go down here. Don't forget to talk to the guy, because you're not gonna get the lantern if you don't. By the way, Zutri, I wanted to ask you, where are you with the Scar challenge? Have you done the Scar challenge? They're one of the most important things to do. Like, people tend to underestimate the importance of Scar challenge for New Game Plus. So that's the boss room. I don't know what's that room. That must be a boss room. That's gonna be a key or a boss room. That's a key room. That's the black key, the Onyx key. Okay, that's an apple. That's not bad. Okay, that's very bad actually. I got gold on the others. That's good. I'm gonna tell you frankly, doing the Scar challenge is one of the most important things because it gives you so much soul orbs, and that's gonna be basically the epitome of the end game. The moment where you're gonna get all the soul orbs, this is where basically you'll be the best in your runs. And after that, basically you're gonna start struggling because the game doesn't do you any gift. Oh, come on. I'm gonna die because okay, I'm gonna reset this this part of the castle actually. Because in terms of luck right now, I'm at the worst. I have 2 new ones I can discover. I got told on the others. What are the 2 new ones? If they're from Tubal, maybe I can show you one of them. Or 2. Going to switch armor. What armor do you use? I'm New Game Plus 42, so if you want I can... I can backseat you a bit if you want. I can show you after the speedrun if you want, if I finish in time. Maybe I won't even finish it today, that's the worst part. Okay, that's normal to struggle on New Game Plus 6. Don't forget that the game actually ends at New Game Plus 8. But basically my combo usually is if you want to know my combo, which I think is the best, is one of the most interesting for now at least, for my level, is the Either, no, not the Either, the Kin armor, the Kin sword and Kin helm. After that, usually I go for Ammonite trinket, and then I have either obsidian or strengthening, something to strengthen my character. Okay, so that's the boss room. But yes, basically the kin stuff has lots of base stats that are impressive. The base stats of kin armor and kin weapons are very good. This is why I usually go for it. That's the Onyx key, really? I could actually already unlock the boss. That's the Onyx key, weapon. I'm in a great spot right now. Okay, never mind. Yes, I'm in a good spot. I want Sanguine Trinket and the rest is Ammonite for the armor. What level of armor do you have? How much of armor unity you get per equipment? That's the question that I should have asked sooner. Just asking. What is your what is the level of your armor right now? Because I would recommend kin, at least kin sword. Basically, wait. Basically, the kin stuff gives you a free res. It's too high. It's 463. What? What do you mean it's 463? Oh, you need more. I'll show you my account if you want after that. But basically, there are a lot of theorycraft to if you want to really. Okay, so I'm gonna lock the world again. And my ammo is too high to be beneficial. Okay, so basically you lose all the resolve that you have. Then my question is, is it to not get hit? That's a good motto actually. That's a good thing. Trying not to get hit is a good thing. But to tell you frankly, having maxed out ammonite is good. Sanguine is a bit working on damage return with the sanguine is bad in my opinion. It's not efficient. That's what I mean. It's not bad, but it's not efficient. At least that's how I see it. In my experience, you will rarely have lots of value, unless you are end game, because in end game you basically always have lots of value out of everything you have. But yeah, okay. Then what is the level of your armor actually? If you're on new game +6 and have finished most of the Scar challenge, you must have at least maxed out armor. I mean, embroidered investment and rune, right? Or not even rune. Rune are not interesting to actually max out. Max level for item. Okay. So basically, you get you get 2 unities if you have 1 basic item, right? Behold the land's last tree. Oh shit, that's not what I wanted to. And some naturals granting power. What? I fucking hate knives. I walk the line. That leads me to the power of the edge. The edge. Wait, okay, so unity for 1 item and I need... Okay, so basically your items are all level 5, that's right? Your items are level 5 or 4, that's it? Or am I wrong on saying that? Yes. Okay. Okay, my advice. Max out Unity on Ammonite and try to get Obsidian. I don't know actually. Oh, Ammonite Unity is fucking good for armor, but Obsidian. But right now at New Game +6 you mostly need HP, so don't try to overplay Ammonite. Take like just the trinket and get full stacked up on Obsidian. That's my advice. Or you can get drowned equipment, level 2. Like drowned weapon and drowned cape or something like that. Then you can have maxed out Ammonite trinket, Ammonite or maxed out Obsidian. That's my advice. Basically, you're gonna have lots of HP thanks to Obsidian and thanks to Obsidian, and lots of damage thanks to the base strength of your runes. The only issue with that build that I see is the fact that if you don't have runes to get some HP back, you will struggle a lot. That's the only issue I see with that build. If you play it like that, basically you don't have a glass cannon, but you will lack ways to get HP back. I have Alexstremia by the way. So it basically means that I can't see the HP of enemies. Very interesting trait by the way. The problem is that my I took a relic, but if I take a... Okay, I had to take a damage. I have boss last scenario at level 4 so okay, that's good. Then you need to max out intelligence in your castle. I had someone on Reddit come up with a discussion that was very interesting. If you look at my, you should look at my Reddit actually, because I've been a bit active for a time on the Reddit of Rogue Legacy too, and basically there was a guy that came up with a subject, with a very interesting subject, that was basically the use of magic crit damage. And I explained basically what it does. If you want to know. But yes, okay. Right now that seems good. The thing is that like you will struggle to find the runes and the equipment. So right now the best thing you can do actually is grind. That's sad. Because you don't want to spend your time grinding, you want to fight bosses and win. Which means that the... Okay, you know what? I have an idea actually for you. I don't know how heavy is the obsidian equipment and the ammonite equipment compared. But if you take them, we basically have lots of bonuses that are going to be very interesting for you on at the end of the run, basically. For example, if you take maxed out obsidian, you get a 40% or a 20% life multiplier bonus. The thing with that you need to remember and know, is the fact that health multiplier will actually apply to boost like apples. Okay? So if you max out your health thanks to apples and take relics, you're actually going to be able to have lots of health, and if you play with ammonite stuff to have more armor, you're actually going to get more efficiency. So basically what I'm telling you is ammonite trinket plus 2 equipment and 2 equipment of obsidian. And you find as much relics as you can. Burden of scale always. Like that you'll be able to find relics that will boost your stats, and then thanks to those relics you will be able to almost one-shot any boss. Something like that. You could do that. And what's good about this build is that it's actually viable on any class in the game. Because this is basically a tank build that will basically means that you will max out your damage and your abilities thanks to what you find in the while moving through the castle. And thanks for the other, by the way, I just attempted. Oh, that's bad actually. I actually want to try another spell, but okay, I'm dead. That was pretty bad. But yeah, like get fully maxed out on ammonite and then switch. Try to have a bit of a max out on NG plus 1 already. That's good then. That's very good. Algesia, that's gonna be a pain. That's good. Burden of Scale, if Burden of Scale was maxed out on New Game plus 1, that's really good. Oh, t'avais 9 stats, celui de premier avec. I'm basically gonna switch the preferential treatment to duelist. Play the game. Yes! I need more time to actually play the game. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna tell you frankly. I have 367 hours into the game. And I've been playing every version of the game. Basically, when the game got released for the first time, I was one of the first to have actually the early access. Like when the early access came out, I got it like 20 days after it was announced. And basically played every version of the game. That's why I kind of know how it is. Basically early access player. Which is a bit of chilling compared to other people that are discovering the game. But yeah, you don't need to worry. It's gonna come with time actually. Boom. If you want to know, that's actually one of the best. The boxer strat for this area of the game was actually one of the best strat in the game before they actually changed to ball again. Finish it. Basically, the devs have fucked the speedrunners twice in two updates. Basically, first update they changed to ball, made him harder to face, more annoying for speedrunners, and second update they actually made Tubal even more harder for speedrunners. 2 updates in a row, basically. Like, this is to tell how the devs don't really like the speedrunners. I'm joking, by the way, saying that, by the way. The devs love the players. I mean it. Played the first game, it helped a bit smooth and somewhat different. This game is completely different from the first one, to be honest. And I'm being honest saying that it plays completely different. The feeling is completely opposite to how the first game was. And I mean it, like, for me this is so different from the first game that I can't even say that it's... I want to say that I have a hard time saying that it's a sequel, but... But sometimes, yeah. The first game was only the night class, technically speaking. Because every class was the same in the first game. Where in this one, classes were defined by stats. And this one just has different weapons, different class ability, different for every class. And this is what is still good. See that? It helps having seen some of the enemies. Yes. That's very good that they actually took some enemies from the first game. So basically, to explain to you what used to happen with Tubal, is that the summons before, basically you could attack them the moment they got summoned. They just had 4 shields that stayed all the time. Now they have a shield that stays for 11 seconds and doesn't go off, and like they basically are immortal for 11 seconds. And that's the issue for me, is that they're so hard to face now. Tubal is so hard to face because basically the summons cannot die for the 11 first seconds. When what we used to do basically was jump in the middle of Tubal where the enemy spawns, punch down, so every enemy would lose the shield, and then we would just one-shot them. Thanks to that. So yeah. Chalo, you got to say. I'm gonna play with balls. So see, basically the summons like that, boom, 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 boom. I can't kill them. I can do that though to make damage to Tubal, which is quite neat, but the thing is that the knife are the most unpredictable enemies. Stop touching your balls all the time. It's not touching my balls, look. I'm just using my spell. Like, the strategy used to be put yourself like that and always stay on Tubal, you know? And then use your thingy. Now he's summoning. So for example, if I take the shields and I do that to Tubal, I would have been able to do so much damage to him that he would not have died, but he would have been in the... Oh shit, I took damage on that. Come on. You see the struggle I'm having just because of summons? Bad summons and basically you die. That's the issue I have right now with how it works. And then you have the fucking ball that appears. And this ball is very painful to deal with. Because basically it forces you to reposition all the time. And it can come from downstairs, from downward and not be predictable at all. Oh, Jesus, you're back! You're back and I'm dead! What a timing! Why did I come back to the hardest boss for speedrunners? Legit the hardest boss for speedrunners. So basically the new strat I came up with, which is only my strategy because I'm not a big speedrunner like Tadpole or Smite is actually to do that, to get basically the existential replacement and to basically use the poison bomb all the time. Around the room, yes! Usually people like it when I do that. But yes, we're gonna fight him again. So basically I decided to change class because in my opinion Duelist is the best class in the game. But if you look at my base stats, they are way too low. That sounds painful. Nah.
Hello there.
Thanks for the follow, by the way, Dusty. Okay. Oh no, I don't have the... And there you have the best class in the game. He's gonna jump out of the area to avoid the damage from the Tesla strike. Oh come on, did I really jump in, dash into that? I got lucky there. I'm better. I don't even know what that game is, lol. This is Rogue Legacy 2. This is a roguelike. One of the roguelites. Basically, the game has been released in 2020. But the thing is that the game was in early access, and the 1.0 got actually released 2 months ago. 3 months ago. What am I saying? Holy shit! I don't even remember the release of one of the most important games for me. Oh come on! Next hit I'll die, by the way. Woohoo! Now he's gonna get midlife. So now you'll be like, oh, that's fine. How you think? But look at that fireball literally running after me all the time. I'm playing a lot with the spells right now. That's why I'm happy to have stacked up intelligence. I have 24 intelligence, which is very, very high actually for a speedrun. I'm very lucky there. They spawned on me! I forgot about this! Release and not release, that does not actually matter. The game was in early access. The release was 2 years ago. More than 2 years, almost 2 years ago, yes. And now the game has been released officially, almost. I mean, it has been released officially with the 1.0 and the final boss coming out. What saddens me that I almost got a world record onto the game, actually. But the thing is that I couldn't speedrun because I didn't know the boss. Which was a bit painful. I was so sad when I saw that. I could have been... Basically, I saved the game the moment it got released. So, basically, I started streaming before Tadpole. So I could have actually speedrun the game before. Yeah, I get that. But basically, Tadpole came to my stream. I was like, oh, I hope you're not aiming for a world record. I was like, why? Because I'm gonna get it in, like, right now. He came taunting me, basically. No, not taunting me, but it's very wholesome. That was very funny on the moment. But yes. So I have a strategy with that. Upon the roof of this world. Okay, so now basically what's really good about that spell is that because it's safe for a long time, it's basically going to create an area where no enemies can actually come So basically, if you manage to, it creates an area where the summons die in one hit, basically. And if you position yourself or you position it perfectly, it wasn't cooldown. I can't believe I actually cancelled it. I'm an idiot. I took 2 hits in a row there. This is gonna be the death of me. But now basically they're gonna die. Or I'm gonna die. Oh, I forgot about the fireball. But basically, it's all depend. Basically, my issue with that boss right now is that it's completely RNG dependent for me. If I want to win this boss, I need to have a bit of luck during the fight, and that's why that's what I dislike about this boss right now. But yes, you bought it after full release. That's already a good thing. Lots of people didn't buy the game at all, and lots of people bought the game during the thingy and during the early access, but never played it. Long have we fought for these things. I don't know where the last shield is. There is it. This is the painful part. Having to face the fact that the shields basically the summons deal the same damage as Tubal. And that's my issue with the summons on this boss. And this is why I dislike this boss so much. You don't buy games, you should. A game like Rogue Legacy 2 really deserves to be bought. This is not good for me right now. Knives are fine in my opinion right now. When I'm playing with Boxer, they're the worst, but when I'm playing with that, with this class, they're actually fine. I got to lag for a second there, that was painful. I was dashing, that's not fair. I was actually using my my class ability there. Okay, below me. Okay, next phase. Where is the fireball? There it is. Okay, know it. And the moment I said that, he's summoning enemies. Motherfucker is doing that on purpose. No! The shield that was behind that didn't die! Ah! I've got Depressed by Daylight and Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight is a good game. If you liked Hollow Knight, you can like Rogue Legacy. I really believe it. Really. If you like Hollow Knight, you can like you can easily like Dead by Rogue Legacy. Rogue Legacy is really great. Just a bit hard to speedrun, but I'm supposed to be like level 100 something when I do this boss for the first time, or 200 something, and I'm facing it with level 34, which basically means that I got nothing on my castle. Okay, that's gonna be the interesting part. Okay, that's gonna be the part where I take a damage out of nowhere. I fucking hate when the boss starts walking towards me. I'm gonna wait. So what I'm doing there is that I'm basically trying to bait the... Oh yes, fun fact. You can actually have a big frame of invulnerability at the end of your dash with the duelist. It's actually like 2 frames, so you even have time to dash out of the area. This is why I love this class so much. Because mechanically speaking, this class has so much to offer. This is not good. Knives are a bit annoying to deal with, but they're fine. They're not the worst. Ah, back, I got a sandwich. Nice! So no summons means that I can free DPS him for now. But that's not gonna last because he's gonna summon right now. Next attack. See? That's how predictable the game actually is now for me. Save shield, saving my ass again. And not saving my ass this time. This face is so hard. Maybe I should change spell. I don't know. Maybe I should change the spell. I don't know. I really don't see what I could use right now that would be as efficient as a boxer with a... You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna do it. Come here. I'm gonna do a few last tries with the flame barrier and the boxer. That's my last try with that. You sounded constipated. That's very hard. I know losing like that. This is the part where I lose the most time usually. If I don't one-shot this boss, I can't get below the 1 hour 30 mark on the speedrun. So all the hammers are gonna die now. Okay, all the hammers are dead. That part is fairly easy because you basically don't have anything that goes around. If you take a hit, it's because of the summons usually. That was the easy phase. That's the issue. Next phase is gonna be a real pain. You see, that's what I hate. That's not good. I'm in the corner. What? No! I should have taken a hit there. I'm in trouble. Oh, that's the end. The summoning of hammer is just gonna end me. Oh, I blocked myself in the top without my my thingy. That's hard. That's fairly hard. But yes, by the way, Rox, I didn't say hi. I'm sorry. How you doing? I could use a knight, maybe. Try to use a knight, you know? It's always good to have a knight. Okay, let's fucking go. Yep, rest in pepperoni. So basically, there is a strategy with the boxer class and yep, rest in pepperoni. But there is a strategy with the boxer class and dispel. Basically, because when you play boxer, you can't take damage. I mean, you can't take damage, and you will get mana as long as you hit. You can basically have unlimited wall, flame wall around you, basically. But now I can't do it. Oh, fuck it. Basically, the strategy. Basically, the only counter to that is summons and how is it called? The great fireball, basically. Plus knives. Knives are the worst. I don't like the fact that he's endomorph, but he has so much damage. Oh no, actually, I thought he has gigantism actually. No, actually, it's fine. I mean, maybe I'll try to speedrun again this game a few times, or maybe just play New Game plus 40. But that's the thing, actually, is that game is hard, and I don't want to try the game in the. I don't know what the fuck am I even doing. I'm not even trying anymore, that's the worst part. Yet I basically have the best combo in the game, and I'm not even trying. Video Horror Society, what do you mean? What do you mean Video Horror Society? Huh? VHS? Yes, what is it with VHS? That VHS. What do you mean that VHS? What the fuck are you even saying? I'm lost there. You lost me for... you're losing me there. What? Okay, I fell into that and took damage from that. That's a pain. Yes, I know what VHS is, but what do you talk about VHS? The issue I have is, why are you talking about VHS? My issue is not what is VHS, is what about VHS? VHS stream when? Oh, don't ask me. I'm really not tempted by the game, and I'm telling you frankly. I'm gonna try it just because I promised Murphy that I would. But I'm really not tempted. The more I look at the game and the more I'm like, yeah, yuppie. Fair enough. What do you mean fair enough? Don't stress it too hard though. If you don't like it, you don't like it. Exactly, the game doesn't... This is just like Tower of Fantasy or Genshin Impact. Like those games, I basically saw them and I was like, okay, they seem interesting. Am I gonna play them? I don't think I will. That's the thing, actually. People are like, oh yes, the brand new Dead by Daylight. Yes, but even Dead by Daylight is already a pain enough to play by itself. Now you're talking to me about a new Dead by Daylight. Maybe Evil Dead would have tempted me more, actually. Shit. Was a golden seed of hope. But that's the thing is that... Right now, it doesn't matter how much I look at it. I have my friends either playing other games that I don't play, like Tower of Fantasy, VHS, or you know, other games in general, or solo games, and then I'm in a bit of a cold with some of them, and basically I'm just like here, you know, like not moving from where I am, and that's the issue right now, is that everyone is like, oh, come try this, come try this, come try this. I already opened myself to actually play TFT and Valorant, you know. But like, I'm just staying alone basically on the games that I'm already playing, and it just feels lonely at some point. Shit, I forgot that this attack meant that basically when he starts attacking, his entire hitbox becomes a thing. Yes, you see? But VHS is just an example, you know? Like, I know I have friends that are still on League, but I don't want to play League competitive, so what do I do? And I don't play League competitive. Oh, I sort of keep to myself in mind. Yes. And that's an issue for me, you know? I don't want to be alone. But right now I'm in a cold with basically every... Either the people that I used to play DBD with are... don't play it, or I'm in a cold with them. So I'm like... Yes, I'm alone. So I don't know. I don't know what to do. I still play DVD occasionally. Yeah, but if you look at my channel, DVD is my main game. It could have been Overwatch if I had streamed 4 years ago. But I never enjoy playing it on my own. Exactly, but look at me. I'm mostly playing it alone now. Always viewers. So I don't know what to do right now. I'm gonna wait here a bit. The thing is that those knives are a pain to deal with. So I have to wait for the knives to actually be out of commission. I mean, out of invincibility. You know, and I don't have anyone to play with anymore. Basically. So I need to do my stuff. Okay, I'll see you, Mari. So yes. Yep. Bye bye. So axes aren't that bad to face off because also, I don't want to say that they're easy to deal with, but they are more limited in their movements. So they're fine. Let's see. Oh, I got hit by the thingy? Holy fuck. I still have a chance to win. No! 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 I was so close! I was so close, but... Oh! I hate this boss fight more than anything in this game. This game is great, but this boss fight is a pain ever since they reworked it. I still don't understand why they changed it, actually. Oh, I'm so sad. So close but so far at the same time. Yeah, rest in pepperoni. Ah! That's hard. Pretty hard. I'm going to do a few more tries and then I'll just switch again. In my opinion, this boss is the hardest. This boss for me is the hardest. But that's just my own personal feeling about him. Okay? Lots of people will tell you, no, Irad is the hardest. Other would be, no, the Jonah is the hardest. And no. For me, this boss is by far the hardest boss in the game. Because this entire fight is bullshit in my opinion. Like the first phase is so damn easy, but like he has a fucking spike ball that comes out of nowhere and keeps following you and tracking you the entire time. The moment he enters with bullet hells, I don't think so. Bullet hell is the boss that I managed to get annoyed on today. That's bullet hell. This bot is a pure bullet hell. Like, look, if you look up Irad, the boss that I managed to know it today, this boss is the definition of a bullet hell. But the thing is that with this boss, you have lots of randomness that comes in fact, and this is something that I hate about games, is when something is random. Because RNG basically means nothing is predictable and sometimes skill does not apply. You know? Ça te surprend qu'à limitas. Like, I really think the boss fight should be divided in two, you know? Like, I really think the spike ball should spawn only for the last phase. Have you seen the little space that I have to interact with? Imagine if I didn't have the boxer class. Boxer class can go through enemies without taking damage, basically. And now another summons. No! Shit. I can't. I just can't. But yes, I get what you mean, but the fact is that, like, having the spike ball plus the summons plus all shit, the fact that the summons went from 8 seconds of invulnerability time to 11 is impossible. 7 seconds to 11. I mean, this is undoable. This is not doable, I'm sorry. Humanly possible, this boss is very hard. You need RNG basically. Like, basically the fact that he had one more summon instead of having any other attack is what killed me. The summons are what killed me. They hit me 2 times in a row. I did the first 2 phases without taking damage. And now I can only take 2 or 3 hits before dying instead of 4. I'm gonna struggle so much for this. I have a question, by the way. Business. Just talking, you know. Can you say that you are friends with someone if you are uncomfortable with them? Like, can you call that friendship if that person says that she's not comfortable being around you? Not really. Exactly what I thought, yeah. I was thinking the same. Fine, trust and respect. Yeah, but that's the thing. That person basically is always joking with you and all that. But like she said that she's uncomfortable with you, and that basically joking is her way of, you know, of interacting with you. You know, like that person likes you in the fact that she. Like she likes, you know, but she's uncomfortable with you, you know? Like, what can you say to that? Because in my eyes it means that, oh no. Like I said, I have a hard time understanding what friendship is. I mean, just the concept of trusting people is already really hard for me, so I don't know. I just don't know what to do anymore. Boom! KO! Hallelujah. Exactly. Finally, but yes, that's what I was thinking about it. Yes, exactly. It is nuts. The fact that if that you know, oh no, I don't know. You know, I don't know. It's just that I don't want to like. I love when things are simple. I think things are simple, but people like to make them complicated. And that's the biggest issue in my opinion. I mean, for me that's the biggest issue. People making things complicated all the time. I'm gonna get rid of this. I didn't meant to do that actually. Like, oh no. I think people aren't usually honest with themselves. And that's the thing. People need to be more honest with themselves to know what they want or what they actually mean. This is what I usually tell people. For example, you want a relationship? Why do you want a relationship? What do you want from a relationship? Why would you want a relationship with that person? You know? You want sex, that's not a good thing. If you want sex, you're not gonna get anything out of a relationship. Retire, hero. I'm gonna retire. Like, you know, if what you want is not feeling lonely, even though that can be like, that can sound like a good, you know, thing, that's not a good reason to be in a relationship with someone. And that's how I see it right now. Why would you want to be with someone, you know? And the thing is that I look at things around me, and the only thing I see is issues. Like, you can identify profiles just by looking at people and just by knowing how they feel or think, you know, or asking them. But usually people are rarely honest with themselves. That's an issue for me. So basically, if someone tells you that they're your friend, but then they told you that friendship builds over a long time, and then they tell you that they're uncomfortable with you, I feel like this person is actually not your friend. We do need more honest people. I don't know. Maybe. But that's the thing, is that I'm looking for a reason. So I don't know. That's how I feel right now. The thing is that in the process, you basically lose. The problem is that in the process, you will actually lose people, you know? Another thing, actually, is that in the end, you're basically back at the starting point, which is basically being lonely and being alone. And that's something that I want to avoid, absolutely. I'm trying to understand. Boom! So no. Oh, come on, how did you take a hit on that? That's not fair. Like a Gale Supreme. I have a bunch of sickness! Fool! What do you mean sickness? I mean, yes, I'm sick. I'm doing speedrun. I enjoy pain. Yes, how you doing? How you doing, Baka? Bakal. Oh, come on, how did you take a hit on that? We are talking about friendship and how it works for people. Boom. I wonder for not really, but I have so much water, I'm afraid my cup might be permanently moist. Good one. Ah, water is good though. Being hydrated is always good. I'm going to be the sauciest baka in a mogus. Do what you want. That's a good way to get you killed. So if you play Jester, yes. Is water wet? Good question. How do you define wet? Ah, but yes, how do you define wet? Something being wet. Can the liquid be wet? Aha. I've researched. Also, liquid water is not water itself. We can make other solid metals wet. Oh, that, yeah. Both answer actually works. Both answers actually work. Hello! Kane! I'm sorry, but I need a very good song for this fight. Which is gonna be the base song of the game. Or, it's actually gonna be Last Stand. I'm sorry, I'm a bit focused right now at the same time as we're having the boss fight. Oh, I forgot about this attack. I need to relearn the patterns. I mean, I need to remember the patterns. But yes. So water isn't wet. No, water technically isn't wet. I mean, I don't know. That's what you guys think. I don't really know, I don't care at the same time. This is the kind of questions that don't make any real sense. Until the end, we will remain. So, no. Oh no. Come on, if we manage to fight the final boss, we're gonna finish this. But yes, so basically, if you wanted to know, Bakal, we were actually talking about friendship and how it works. And how do people define it? Because I have a very hard time defining the concept of friendship, or having fun in general, because of my autism, so... That's painful. I forgot about his attack. So basically, we were saying that. We were talking about this 2 seconds ago. So basically the question was, I basically have a friend that told me that she was uncomfortable with me. And that teasing and joking always all the time was her way of interacting with me. And I'm like, bro, what? You know? And that's the thing actually. Basically, I'm in this situation where I'm basically in cold with all my friends, with my friends, and I don't know what to do right now anymore. I just don't know what to do. Because basically they tease me all the time, which is funny, but the thing is that it gets painful at some point because you get teased, but you have no positivity on the side, you know. So you basically get teased, joked about. So it's funny once, funny twice. But then you get to a point where, like, you don't even dare to interact with them anymore. Like, you try to get in vocal, you try to ask a question like, how was your day? And the guy basically trashes you. You know? And I'm like, exactly. Eventually, it gets unfunny because it's always the same person that takes the jokes and repetitive. Exactly. The problem is that I don't have the right words to explain how I feel because I struggle a lot socially. That's the thing, actually, that I'm basically right now in cold with them because of that. Like, always getting joked about and about the same stuff is a bit annoying at some point. And it gets painful. Even though they say, and when I try to tell them like, stop it, it's not funny anymore, oh, it's just a joke, you know? I don't know how to feel right now about this. One, two, three. So I don't know. You could. The thing is that basically it feels a bit lonely because they're basically the only people I play Dead by Daylight with. 1, 2, 3. This fight is quite long, I'm not gonna lie. It's your fire, it's redemption on the other side. I'm standing on a burning blood. The thing you know, and the problem is that they actually know that I've been bullied a lot at school, you know, but not like funny bullying, the kind of hard bullying and harassment at school. Basically, my school life was hell, except in superior studies. There is no, don't please, not now. But basically, my school life was hell because of harassment. I have lots of issues from personal problems that I have right now. And the thing is that, like, I'm just, you know. The thing is that it's funny getting bullied a bit, you know, getting joked. I won't complain about that, but the thing is that it's all the time, and it reminds me basically of the people in school that always bully, but never say anything positive on the side, you know. When you only have basically the jokes and the negativity, and never the positivity, there's a moment where you start to, like, not burn out, but like, you start feeling bad, basically. And it feels lonely when you realize that. You basically are a punching bag. And that's how I feel right now. I feel like a punching bag. Boom! No hit! Whew! That was good. 2 no hits in 1 run. And I haven't played the game in 3 months, by the way. So, mwah. Not bad. Like the Gears and Galaxy looking waves. Monsters are related, and if you want to know, Galaxies, the Galaxy attack or the Dark Matter attack is basically you can dash through, and basically like some monsters have those attacks, others don't have them, and there are different types of attacks that you can actually like interact or save yourself from. But yes. So basically I'm at the point now where I don't know what to do anymore. Yeah, but that's, yes, there are lots of things in the game, but the game is very very good at making them explaining them. But very simply, like showing you the example of how it works and basically being like, yeah, it's that and for that. So I don't know. Like I said, I don't know anymore what to do. I just feel like putting distance would just make it worse, you know? So I don't know how to deal with that issue right now. Now there's nothing in my way if you met this fire grass. Don't know what to do. I just don't know what to do anymore about that situation. The only thing I'm asking is basically I have an explanation. Like I had to talk with a person 1 hour and a half to basically get an explanation on why that person was actually that much, you know, was always like interacting that way with me. 1 hour and a half. Oh wait, actually, I can go down here. Do you realize the thing? I'm not saying that I didn't want to speak to that person for that long time, but that was a heavy talk, you know? About feelings, basically. Which is a hard talk for me. And that's the thing, actually, is that boom, 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 explanations. Oh no, shit. That's the thing, is that in the end, basically, like, it just, you know, it doesn't make I mean, it makes sense once you get the understanding on why how the person think and why are they think the way they are. This is the moment where you got answers, basically. So the moment I got answers and that the person told me that she was uneasy with me, I was actually fucking relieved because I felt like I finally understood the person, you know. So the person was, I felt like the person was finally being honest to me, you know. Which changes everything. And boom. That's the end of the run. I need to see how much what's the time for that run. I think I'm around 2 hours and 15 minutes, which is, I would say it frankly, pretty shitty. This is pretty bad. This is honestly bad. Like compared to my other times, this is pretty bad. But yes. Oh shit, it's already 6:30 PM. I will have to leave, by the way. So, no, if you're still there, the tree. Just so that I can show you the endgame builds. Or a build like you could do. But yes. That's good. Lots of enemies are missing because lots of them are met when you start a new game plus. That's why these nuts. You should get the game this nuts. The story is very interesting if you want to see the lore behind it. Very deep and very interesting story. Kind of Game of Thrones like because of all the betrayal and how everything worked out. Ah, but yes. Let's get back to the menu. So let's bet on the time. I'm pretty sure I'm around 2 hours 20 minutes to 2 hours 30. Something like that. 2 hours 10? That was shorter than expected actually. And I spent lots of time on Enoch and Tubal. Holy shit! Maybe that's because I didn't spend lots of time actually searching the last area. That's good. That's fucking good. That's actually very, very good. Very, very good. How much money I have? Oh, I have lots of money actually. That's not bad. Wait, I'm just gonna boost up a bit this thingy. How much do I need for the strength transaction? Okay, I need way much actually. This is not good. But yeah, that's basically the fully maxed out thingy. What do I need to max out right now? Crits could be interesting. That's all I can have. I only had 2 million, something like that. I wonder how many boss I killed actually right now on New Game Plus 43. But yes, we are basically like running a bit, but we're not gonna run for long. We're gonna find someone to. If any of you have someone that we could raid. What? What was that? Oh, come on! You can see that the game is very is much faster when you play New Game Plus. The reason is very simple. Is that when you play in New Game Plus, you start having runs, and in those runs you have the Ast run right there. So I only have 4 of them, but that already makes the game much faster. Everything is faster in New Game Plus. This is why it's so enjoyable. So basically, the build that I use usually, it's the drone cape, drone chest. So basically, lots of damage, of base damage bonus. Skin weapon because it has lots of base stats that are fucking high. Same for Kid Helm. And Ammonite Fossil to get basically the maxed out armor. Basically. Oh shit, I actually fell on it. But yeah, the money you get in just one room is more than you get actually from an entire game in New Game Plus, out of New Game Plus. The amount of gold the money you get in has been changed a lot of time to balance it properly. So I just don't know. I don't even know why that person actually feels uncomfortable with me. By the way. Like, I don't even know. And that's the only thing that's on my mind also, is the fact that this person feels uncomfortable with me, but I don't know the reason yet. I mean, at least I'm afraid to know the reason. But I have an idea of the reason, actually. right before they die. Let it penetrate their mind. Boom. Lots of money in those chests, by the way. I shouldn't came too much in this area, actually. I'm gonna go back to menu. We're gonna stop there for today. Yes, we're gonna raid someone. If we have I'm gonna look at who's online. Who could we raid? Aha. Aha, aha. I wonder if Smurfy is online. I would like to raid her. Every time she stops her stream just before I can actually like raid her. Oh, she's on stream. Oh, know what that means. Oh, I could raid someone who's playing Rogue Legacy too, but the thing is that the game is not even played anymore. Almost. Yeah, 3 people are saving the game. So yeah. Ah, but yes. We're gonna raid oh, we could raid Ayumi actually. She's on DVD. No, never mind. We're gonna raid Smurfy. This time she's not gonna escape me. Let it penetrate their mind. But yes. Join the raid, more points for you, so that you can bonk me, make me hydrate, or anything you actually want for like. Ah, but yes. Yes. I don't think I will have time to come back tonight to stream, so maybe if people want to play tonight, maybe it will be doable. Else, not happening. So yes, I'll see you soon. Kiss, kiss, love, love, all of you. And yeah, enjoy the rest of the evening.